Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Today is Monday, December 7th, 2020. We're here for the purpose of the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council. It is 8. Is it 8? No, it's 7:43.
I can't mute it, sorry.
You're killing me, Polomsky. The governor of the state of Illinois, along with Alderman Polomsky, has declared a gubernatorial disaster proclamation in response to the COVID-19 outbreak, restricting individuals to gatherings of 10 persons or less, and all of the city of Elmhurst is covered by the disaster area. In light of the ongoing COVID-19 outbreak, the mayor of the city of Elmhurst has determined that an in-person meeting for December 7th, 2020 council meeting, is that written correctly? May not be practical or prudent in light of the disaster. All of the aldermen of the city council participating in the December 7th, 2020 city council meeting, wherever their physical location, shall be verified and determined that they can hear one another and can hear all the discussion of the testimony. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go according to my gallery view and ask the aldermen to confirm that they can hear and respond verbally. Alderman Levin.
You are muted, Scott.
And for Elaine to tell you that, that is something, Scott. Treasurer Leibovitz.
Here, I can hear you.
Fantastic. Alderman Toledo.
Here.
You can mute her. City Manager Grabowski.
Yes, I can hear you.
You can mute Elaine. Alderman Deuter.
Yes, I can hear you.
Mike Kopp in our annex over there. Can you folks hear us?
Yes, we can.
Alderman Veremis.
I can hear you.
Hopefully one day, but not yet. City Attorney Storino, someday Alderman.
I can hear you.
Alderman Park.
Yes, I can hear you.
Alderman Bram.
I can hear you.
Clerk Tamer.
I can hear you, Mayor.
Alderman Mulliner.
I can hear you.
Alderman Brennan.
I can hear you.
Alderman Cahill.
I can hear you.
Alderman Dunn.
Yes, I'm here.
Alderman Kennedy.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Alderman Polomsky.
I can hear you.
Alderman Honquist.
I can hear you.
I see one iPad camera. I think that's Don. Is that correct?
That is our.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Okay, I have, Alderman Kennedy, you're on. Okay. Okay, that satisfies that. We have confirmed that everyone can hear and we can hear everyone. I'd ask everyone to rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk Tamer, please call the roll.
Deuter,
Here.
Veremis,
Here.
Dunn,
Here.
Graham,
Here.
Polomsky,
Here.
Cahill,
Here.
Toledo. Here. Park,
Here.
Levin,
Here.
Kennedy,
Here.
Honquist,
Here.
Brennan,
Here.
Mulliner,
Here.
13 present, 0 absent.
13 present, 0 absent. We do have a quorum. We are in session. On to agenda item 2. Kind of a special occasion for us. We're going to be at full strength for the first time in months. Appointment of alderman, oath of office. So I am going to get up from my chair here, and Mike Stenson's going to film me, and we've got a special guest in the audience. I'll see you in just a minute. Jacob Hill, please meet me in the center of the room. How's it look? Can you see us? Yeah? Oh, do I? Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, I'll do it from here, though. Okay, agenda item. They can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, what is it? All agenda item 3.1, Jim, what is it? 3.1. Okay, I jumped the boat a little bit here, but thanks for City Manager Grabowski for pointing it out. As council's aware, we had a vacancy when Alderman Leader retired and moved out of state. We miss him terribly, but we have some big shoes to fill. I did what I've done every time we've had an opening, which is I had what I call an open roll call, and we had 11 folks, no, I'm sorry, 10 apply for the job, meeting our deadline and apply for the job. I interviewed 9 of them. 1 of them withdrew their submission after they got a new job and realized it wouldn't work. But I'm happy to say that after those 9 interviews and subsequent conversations and reference checks, I am putting forth before council Jacob Hill. You all have received Mr. Hill's information. It was sent to you a couple of weeks ago, at least. With that having been said, I will now entertain a motion to appoint Jacob Hill for the remainder of the term in the 2nd Ward. Motion by Alderman Dunn, second by Alderman Plumsky. Any discussion? I can't see anybody online. Any discussion? Clerk Tamer, please call the vote.
Reuter,
Aye.
Remus,
Aye.
Dunn,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Palumski. Aye. Cahill,
Aye.
Toledo,
Aye.
Park,
Aye.
Levin,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Conquest,
Aye.
Brennan,
Aye.
Mulliner,
Aye.
13 ayes, 0 nays.
13 ayes, 0 nays, motion carries. Now for the formalities. I have Jacob Hill here in front of me. Mr. Hill, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jacob Hill, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, the laws and ordinances of the City of Elmhurst, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Alderman according to the best of my ability. Congratulations. I'm going to give you a healthy wave, maybe an elbow bump. And I would ask you to join your fellow colleagues up on the dais. We have an Alderman Hill spot right here. So no avoiding it now. Get up there. You're part of the team. Waiting just a minute for Mike Stenson to set up the newest alderman. All right, looks like we are set up. I'm gonna ask, let's see him. Is he Mike Stenson? Mike?
No, Mike's
Oh, there he
down
is.
here.
Look, there's Elaine. She's correcting everybody tonight. Alderman Hill, can you hear me? All right, fantastic. Okay, I think we're good. Alderman Hill, you can hear us and we can hear you, yes? Yeah, try it.
Yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic, well done. Okay, well, we are at full strength of 14. I think it's fantastic. Certainly better for the residents of Elmhurst when they have full representation. So I really appreciate it. To everyone else who applied, as I said during the interviews, please don't let this be your only attempt at interaction with the city of Elmhurst and participating. We have, on any given day, we have 18 boards and commissions, some task forces, and over 100 volunteer spots. So if you want to help the city of Elmhurst, there is plenty you can do. Please contact City Hall, and I will do the same if and when spots come up in these boards and commissions, those who affirmed in your interview that you would be willing to do other stuff. So be ready. I really appreciate it. Okay, on to agenda item 4, receipt of written communications from the public. There's nobody in here, which is good because we're right at 10 people. Mr. Kopp, I know that you have some folks in there with you. Do any of them have any written communications they wish to submit?
No written communication.
No written communication, okay. And no one in here. That concludes agenda item 4.1, receipt of written communication from the public. That concludes that agenda item for this evening. On to public forum. This is an opportunity for anybody to address the council on any item they so choose. We specifically ask that you direct your comments to me, the chairman, out of respect for the work that we need to get done and respect for others that may want to speak. We ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes. We'll keep time, and if you go over 3 minutes, I will give you a gentle reminder and ask you to wrap up. As we are recording this, we ask that you identify yourself at the beginning of your comments. Address is optional. I don't see anybody in council chambers right now. Mr. Kopp, did anybody sign up for our dial-in?
Dial-in, not that I know of.
And is our dial-in open right now?
I do not have it open as city manager.
Should we have it open? Right here. All right, give us a second. Yeah, I want to get this public line live before we take any comments, just to make sure everyone can hear. Give us a minute. Mike Stenson, we need your help back in here wherever you are. If you're listening, can Mike Stenson come help? Anders. Okay, we have our public line open. Before I go to our public comment annex, is there anybody online on the public comment line that wishes to make a comment? I'll double check at the end of this as well. Okay, Mr. Kopp, there's nobody on the public comment line. Is there anybody there who has signed? Did we do a sign up sheet? Okay, is there anyone there, Mr. Kopp, who has signed up that wishes to speak?
Yes.
Okay, I can't discern details in there. I assume it's Mr. Pagash. I saw him earlier. Okay, Mr. Pagash, you have the floor. You have your 3 minutes. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Claude Pagach. I just looked at the agenda. Interesting document. We're going to vote on the abatement of general obligation bonds. Last December, you voted in a tax increase and voted in a rather substantial amount of general obligation bonds. They're paid for by the resident. I can appreciate that the income from sales tax has not been what the council would like to see. You can't turn to the county, you can't turn to the state. They're in just as bad a position. But we had a tax rate raise last year, and we're going to have another one. But look at the things that the council has done over time. You shared sales taxes with auto dealers for long periods of time. You set up TIFs, and the last ones you voted in covered more area than they did originally. But the one thing you keep on doing is going back to the public. You raise the fees on things. But with the situation that exists today with the COVID virus, you lost out on sales taxes. And I don't see how you can really depend on the residents. They may not be able to pay the taxes, and you're not alone. The county's in trouble, the state's in trouble, the federal government's in trouble. And we yet to hear from the school board, but they did us a great thing last year. Over $160 million worth of general obligation bonds, plus what they had. And we haven't heard from the Park District either. We're just going to hear from the council tonight. You may be able to say you can turn to the resident, but can you? What condition is he in? Can't turn to the state. So you can go down that whole list of general obligation bonds that were all bought for grand ideas, beneficial to not only the business people in this town, but beneficial to residents that you went and saw when their houses flooded out. But they're paying for it. You better can really consider what you're doing, because you may not be able to go back to the resident.
Mr. Pagash, you're at your 3 minutes. I'd ask you to wrap up.
Well, Mayor, all I can say is this to the fine group that we have representing us. They're also residents, and they better start thinking about the residents.
Mr. Kopp, anybody else there wishing to provide public comment?
No, there is not.
Okay. Seeing none, we're going to move on to public forum. I don't know if I was on mute, but I just asked the public line if there was anybody on there, and nobody answered. So we are moving on from agenda item 4 to agenda item 5. From agenda item 5 to agenda item 6. Announcements. Any announcements from the dais or the virtual dais? Clerk Tamer.
Candidate filing for the April 6, 2021 consolidated election will take place Monday, December 14th, beginning at 8:30 a.m. at the Administrative Office, second floor at City Hall. It'll run through Monday, December 21st, hours between 8:30 a.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. If multiple candidates running for the same office are in position at the open of business 8:30 a.m. on Monday, December 14th, they will file at the same time, and a lottery will be used to determine ballot placement. That lottery will be on the 28th. Any questions, please direct them to me, or you could ask Deputy Clerk Amanda Malone as well. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Any other announcements? Jim, anybody virtually raising their hand? Okay, with that, move on to the consent agenda, agenda item 7. At this time, is there any items on the consent agenda any alderman wishes to remove, to provide comment, or vote no? Alderman Bram.
7.29.
7.29. Anyone else? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda minus item 7.29. Motion by Alderman Mulliner, second by Alderman Toledo. Clerk Tamer.
Deuter,
Aye.
Varimas,
Aye.
Hill,
Aye.
Dunn,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Palumski,
Aye.
Cahill,
Aye.
Toledo,
Aye.
Park,
Aye.
Levin,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Honquist,
Aye.
Brennan,
Aye.
Mulliner,
Aye.
14 ayes, 0 nays.
14 ayes, 0 nays, motion carries. Agenda item minus item 6, agenda, consent agenda minus item 7.29 is approved. On to agenda item 7.29. This is an ordinance. I will ask Clerk Tamer to read the ordinance.
An ordinance extending temporary executive powers pursuant to section 3.16 of the Elmhurst Municipal Code and pursuant to 65 LLCS 5/11-1-6.
Put this before council, ask for a motion to approve the ordinance as read. Motion by Alderman Mulliner, second by Alderman Levin. Discussion. Alderman Mulliner.
This is the extension of the executive order, which we have done since the beginning of the time when the governor has put forth his rulings as far as what we can and can't do. And I feel that especially at this time, it's very prudent for us to continue to have the mayor to have that ability to move nimbly as it is necessary, especially today, knowing that typically at the end of the year, we don't have every single meeting that we normally would, and we probably will be skipping a meeting. So we need to be nimble as far as our operation and allow the mayor to continue to do what he has done.
Alderman Bram.
Thank you. I'll keep it short. I don't feel there's a need to continue this, as I stated in multiple meetings previously, maybe in the beginning of the COVID pandemic. But at this point, even showing the limited amount of times that this has been utilized, we have processes as a city council in place to be able to handle and move, as Alderman Mulliner just stated, nimbly just as well as an executive order would allow. And that would be actually permanent code changes versus a follow-up to an executive order. We do have suspension of rules, and we can call a meeting at any time, and we don't need everybody here, as was alluded. We need a consensus, and that would be sufficient to move forward with anything that we deem to be an emergency.
Any other discussion? See anybody, Jim? Seeing none, I'll ask Clerk Tamer to call the vote.
Deuter,
Aye.
Varimas,
Aye.
Hill,
Aye.
Dunn,
Aye.
Graham, Alderman Graham,
I unmuted too quick. No.
Polemski,
Aye.
Cahill,
Aye.
Toledo,
Aye.
Park,
Aye.
Levin,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Conquest,
Aye.
Brennan,
Aye.
Mulliner,
Aye.
13 ayes, 1 nay.
13 ayes, 1 nay, for a total of 14 votes. How fantastic is that? Motion carries. On to agenda item 8. Reports and recommendations of appointed elected officials. Mayor Morley, that's me. Couple things of note. I'm not going to be so bold as to say we're at the end, or I can see light at the end of the tunnel, but I was on a DuPage Mayors and Managers call this morning with the DuPage Department of Health. Actually, it was a DuPage Department of Health call, and all of my friends from DuPage Mayors and Managers were on it. The way there's vaccines coming, the way they're being distributed in the state of Illinois, they're being broken up into the individual regions that the governor has created. Some of these vaccines require specific cold storage. Both vaccines that are coming require 2 doses. You take a dose and then one's 14 days. And I think one of the other vaccines is 21 days for it to be effective. But nonetheless, the good news is that a vaccine is coming. Ours are going to be stored at Loyola, right, Jim? Was it Loyola? And is their first shipment 100,000-ish, 109,000, I think? 80,000. As you can imagine, there is a hierarchy or a priority set for who receives these vaccines first. And obviously, it's the folks who are literally on the front line, healthcare workers, et cetera. There is, I'm not sure if we have a link on our website yet, but you can certainly find it on IDPH. There is, and I'm certain there's going to be a lot of news about this coming out about what the protocol is and who gets it first. In fact, the governor has an entire plan. So the good news is that there's a vaccine coming. As I said, the initial influx of vaccines will go to those on that list, but you can look up the details online. I'm happy to say that we're going to have a Santa parade, our hometown holiday parade. It's going to be very similar to the Memorial Day convoy. It's going to follow the same route. I've placed a couple of phone calls. I got a hold of Mrs. Claus. Mr. Claus is very busy right now, but she has committed that he will be joining us for the hometown holiday parade. He's probably going to be riding on one of our fire trucks. Not 100% sure yet, but he will be there. And you can find the details on our website. That's going to be the 17th of this month from 4 to 5:30. Looking forward to that. In addition, we did this once before. There was a short-term mobile testing site we ran at Churchville for a couple of days, very successful. I think we tested close to 600 people each day. We're doing another mobile testing at Churchville School up north in Elmhurst on Sunday, the 12th December is the 12th month, but the mobile testing is going to happen on the 20th day. It's 8 to 4, and that is free testing. And I believe that there still is ongoing free testing at the Odeum, which is in Villa Park. I'm not sure what those hours are, but that is also free testing. For both of those, you can stay in your car and get tested. And that's it for me. City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. One item, you see in the public comment room, we have some of our usual terrific staff faces, and today they are joined by a new face, and that is Mr. Stan Balicki, our new Public Works Director. Stan, if you can wave. There he is. So he met those aldermen who are here tonight, and he looks forward to meeting everybody else who is on the big screen. And I also want to say thank you to Corey Taberry, our Assistant Director, who over the last few months did a great job in acting in the Public Works Director role. So thank you very much, Mayor. That's it.
Any other reports or recommendations from elected officials? I don't see anybody, Jim. Seeing none, we'll go on to agenda item 9. This is an ordinance. This is approval of our budget as we're required to do by state law every year. I would ask Clerk Tamer to read the ordinance.
A budget and appropriation ordinance for the city of Elmhurst for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2021 and ending December 31st, 2021.
Okay, to put this before council, ask for a motion to approve the ordinance as read. Motion by Alderman Toledo, second by Alderman Honquist. Discussion. Alderman Toledo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight, I do plan to vote in favor of the proposed budget for the next year, and I am asking for everyone's support as well. I wanted to take an opportunity to thank city staff who worked very diligently throughout this budget season. It is an important roadmap that we have in front of us for the people that work every day to safely operate and serve our city. Additionally, I am pleased to see broad support from the council for a number of referrals relating to the budget that passed during our consent agenda tonight. Thank you all for that. Collectively, these referrals create an opportunity to critically evaluate how we deliver various services, and if we can do so in a way that reduces expenses while maintaining or improving quality. As these referrals make their way through the committee process, I'd like to encourage a continued sense of teamwork and open-mindedness that will help us work together on behalf of the residents of Elmhurst. I look forward to the new ideas that could change the bottom line of the budget that we are considering tonight, and together positioning Elmhurst on even stronger financial footing for the future. Thank you very much.
Any other comments? Alderman Bram.
Thank you. Let me lower my hand. Okay. First off, I would like to thank everybody for the discussion that we've had during the budget cycle. It's always good to discuss the various topics and put them on the floor and get everybody's perspective on all the items out there. The one topic that I do want to touch back on this evening is ALS, or Advanced Life Support. I, as well as Alderman Toledo has already stated, I'd like to thank the 4 aldermen who submitted a referral based off of my previous motion during last week's budget discussions to increase the level of ALS service for the city of Elmhurst residents. I feel that is a very important topic, and this is why I've led the discussion bringing it up again this year like I did last year. As I have brought this topic up during past budget discussions, I feel that the best and most cost-effective way to serve my neighbors in Elmhurst would be to provide the equipment needed for ALS support on the city of Elmhurst fire apparatus. In this, I am not recommending the removal of the current rapid response vehicle. However, we should be taking full advantage of the firefighters who are already responding to each and every incident in town and allow them to provide ALS support. The addition of ALS equipment on each of the fire trucks would allow the city of Elmhurst residents to have advanced life support with minimal to zero financial impact to the city budget. It has been shown by other communities that ALS equipment could be purchased via grants or donations. This would either eliminate or mitigate any budgetary expense for ALS equipment. Also, ALS equipment would be more so of a one-time purchase versus a continued annual contract like we currently do for the rapid response vehicle. According to the Metro Paramedic contract, the city of Elmhurst is paying an approximately $165,000 each year to have just one rapid response vehicle with just one paramedic provide ALS service to the whole community. Now, this is, of course, alongside the 2 ambulances that we already have. The cost to provide, as I already mentioned, ALS equipment to at least one fire apparatus at each fire station would be, well, approximately less than $75,000 for the ALS equipment with no documented, and I repeat that, no documented additional salary, pension expense, according to the March 8th, 2017 memorandum from Chief Freeman to City Manager Grabowski. With close to 100% of other DuPage communities having ALS equipment on their fire apparatus, and with Elmhurst City Council's unwritten rule of paying our employees an above average competitive wage, this would ensure that this would not become a financial issue to have ALS support on our fire apparatus. At this time, we are one of, if not the only, fire department that does not have ALS support on our fire apparatus.
Point of order.
1 second, Alderman Bram. Yeah, point of order.
I believe that we're getting into a discussion that's outside of the realm of the budget. I think that at this point, we're discussing the budget, and right now we seem to be arguing a point of personnel and further servicing, which is being directed to a committee at this point, and I believe this is an out of order discussion at this point.
I'm going to allow a little leeway on this. The budget has 4,000 line items and basically covers every single thing we do here in the city. I think Alderman Bram was pretty close to wrapping up. I don't want to impose that, but I believe he was pretty close to wrapping up. So Alderman Bram, I'm going to allow you to continue.
Thank you. Yes, I was close to wrapping up. At this time, I would like to make a motion to amend the budget to add $75,000 to allow for ALS equipment to be added to each of the fire trucks at Fire Station 1 and Fire Station 2.
Alderman Bram, I didn't hear you put a dollar amount, but you're going with just adding ALS to one of each truck, ALS equipment at one truck at Fire Station 1 and one truck at Fire Station 2. Does that summarize did I get it right?
That is correct, but I thought I said, at least that's what I have written here, so I would like to make a motion to amend the budget to add $75,000 to allow for
okay.
ALS equipment.
Yeah, you may have cut out in my headset. Okay. Please, I'm going to ask you to repeat. I'm not going to talk so I can hear it. I'm going to ask you to repeat your motion one more time.
I would like to make a motion to amend the budget to add $75,000 to allow for ALS equipment to be added to each of the fire trucks at Fire Station 1 and Fire Station 2.
Okay. We have a motion to add $75,000 in the budget for the purpose of adding ALS to fire trucks at both stations. Is there a second?
That's 75, right? 75,000?
Yeah. I thought I said that. Did I say so? Yeah, I said 75. Do I have a second? City manager, do I see anybody? Motion fails due to lack of second. Additional conversation. Alderman Honquist.
Thank you, Mayor. I just had a couple of comments. First off, my first comment is, in my experience as an alderman, generally, if a person takes a lead, their name would be on a referral. I think that's how this works. I would also like to comment that if you're going to take a lead for the city of Elmhurst, you would normally be able to get a second when you make a motion. So I'm not saying that that is specific to any one alderman.
Point of order. Are we doing personal attacks here? Are we actually going to talk about?
I'm talking.
One second, Alderman Honquist. Alderman Bram, I take your point of order. Alderman Honquist specifically just said he's not talking about any specific alderman, hasn't mentioned any names. I will allow leeway. Alderman Honquist, back to you.
Thank you. I was just, again, commenting on taking a leadership role. I wanted to second some earlier comments from Alderman Toledo, thanking staff and all of my colleagues for the amount of work that goes into this budget. I assume we will all support it and vote on it positively tonight. But I do think when we get into particular topic areas, that leadership needs to come from a person through motions and or activities on or off the dais that moves items forward for the city of Elmhurst. Thank you, Mayor.
Additional comments? Jim, anybody? Seeing no comments, I will ask for Clerk Tamer to call the vote on the motion before us, which is approval of the budget as read.
Deuter,
Aye.
Vreemus,
Aye.
Hill,
Aye.
Dunn,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Palumski,
Aye.
Cahill,
Aye.
Toledo,
Aye.
Park,
Aye.
Levin,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Honquist,
Aye.
Brennan,
Aye.
Mulliner,
Aye.
14 ayes, 0 nays.
14 ayes, 0 nays, motion carries, budget is approved. Congratulations, staff, on steering us through a very, very difficult time, through a very difficult year. Look forward to working with you in the future. And I want to thank everybody on staff who's involved in putting this together and all the aldermen who participated. Budget time is very difficult for all of us. It makes it even more difficult during a year when revenues are down and we can't even physically get in the same room to discuss it. But we all persevered. We got it done. So thank you, everybody. On to agenda item 10, other business. Any other business? I don't see anybody. City manager? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Alderman Honquist, second by Alderman Kennedy. Clerk Tamer.
Deuter,
Aye.
Vreemus,
Aye.
Hill,
Aye.
Dunn,
Aye.
Graham,
Aye.
Palumski,
Aye.
Cahill,
Aye.
Toledo,
Aye.
Park,
Aye.
Levin,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Honquist,
Aye.
Brennan,
Aye.
Mulliner,
Aye.
14 ayes, 0 nays.
14 ayes, 0 nays. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.